Today's lesson is 2.10, surface area of cylinders. You will need your math notebook, pencil, and calculator. Please make sure you're taking notes and working out the problems. You know the drill. Let's go ahead and look at our essential question. So, how do I find the surface area of a cylinder? I will be able to use the formula to find the surface area of a cylinder so that I can use the formula correctly to calculate the surface area. I'll know I got it if I can interpret the diagram or word problem to determine the surface area. All right, so on your reference chart, you have surface area and cylinders listed. The lateral is this formula. Total surface area is this formula. So thinking about the lateral, it would, like a soup can or can of vegetables, whatever, it would just be the label of the can. That's the lateral. It does not include the bases, which are circles. Total surface area is everything. And remember, it's like the outside surface. All right, let's go ahead and look at the formula in more depth. So we've got this part here is the circumference of the base. So, and it's a circle. So this is how you find the circumference of a circle. This was a formula you should have learned back in, I don't know, 6th grade or so. This is the height of the cylinder. So when you stand that can or whatever it is on the bottom of the circle sitting there, it's how tall it is. Then over here, this is the pi r squared, it's the area of a circle because the base is a circle and there's 2 of them. So let's go ahead and break it down and try this problem here. We're going to go ahead and do both of them. And we've got lateral and total. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the blanks here. Our radius, remember radius is the circle and it's half the distance. So this is the radius. I'm going to put 6 there. And you're going to sit that cylinder on top of that circle. So the height is 13. So our formula for lateral is 2 pi RH. Let's go ahead and complete that. So now it doesn't say to use 3.14, so we'll just leave pi in there. The radius is 6. The height is 13. Now if we go ahead and simplify that, or you can just put it into your calculator just like you see it. You're going to do 2. And remember the pi key is above the caret key, so second pi, and then times 6 times 13. And it comes out to 490.088. So we're just going to round that to 490. All right, and if you broke it down, if you did this, you could do 6 times 13 first, and that would give you 78. I'm going to try to squeeze it in down here. And then 2 pi. You need to make sure you don't round the pi. 78 and then times 2, and then you could do second pi, and you still get the same answer. All right, total surface area, we already have the first part, so no need to do that again, plus 2 pi r squared. So we know that first part right here is 490. Now let's go ahead and do the last part of it. We're going to do 2 pi r squared. R is 6. So that's 36. So in your calculator, you could put 2 pi times 36. So I'm going to go ahead and do that too. And then pi is above the caret key. So second caret key, 2 pi, and make sure you see that in your display. It's going to put it just like you see this right here. I'll say 2 pi, and then multiplication sign, 36, and that's 226.1946. And then just add, go ahead and add 490 to that. Put it into the calculator, and it's 716.19. So I'll just round it to the nearest tenth, so 716.2. All All right, so make sure if you didn't get that, rework it. Just making sure that you go through these steps here on the calculator. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. Find the surface area. That means if it doesn't tell you lateral, then it's the total surface area. All right, so here's our formula. All right, so our radius is 7, height is 14. So let's go ahead and do that. Plug in the numbers 2 pi. The radius is 7, the height is 14. And then 2 pi, and then 7 squared. Now you can go ahead and do 7 times 14. I'm going to show you another thing you can do with all these numbers. 7 times 14 is 98. So I'm going to just simplify this problem here, or step by step. So this is 98. And then this 2 pi, 7 squared is 49. Then you can go ahead and do on the first part of it, 2 times 98 is 196. So now we're going to have 196 pi plus, and then 2 times the 49 is 98 pi. All right, so 196. Then we're going to do second pi sign. So you have to put in the 196 first. Second caret. So you see 196, and that's going to take 196, multiply it by pi, and it comes out to 615.75. I'm going to go ahead and just round that. Normally it tells you to round. 98 pi, so again 98, then second, the caret key, 98 times pi is 307.88. And then add those together. Use your calculator, 615.75 plus 307.88. Comes out to 923.63. Okay, and remember the first part of this formula is the lateral. So the lateral would be 615.75. All right, let's try. Actually, we're going to go ahead. Well, let's do this one because it gives you the diameter. You would need the radius. If the diameter is 10, the radius is 5, and the height is 100. All right, so we calculate the surface area times the height and 2 pi r squared. Plug in our numbers. Radius is 5, the height is 100. And then 2 pi, 5 squared. All right, so we're going to simplify. 5 times 100 is 500. And on the other part of it, 5 squared is 25. And we're going to multiply 500 times 2, it's 1,000 pi, plus 2 times 25 is 50 pi. And we're going to use that calculator, 1,000, probably already, it's like 3,000 or 3,000 something, right? Yeah, 3,141.6. I'm just going to round it. Wish they had on here to round so we would know, but all along, it's fine. Just do what I'm working on here. So 50 pi, 157, we'll just say 0.1. And then add those together. So use your calculator, 3,141.6 plus 157.1 is equal to 3,298.7. That is the total surface area. And so we already know that this part here is the lateral, so this is the lateral. So just extend that. All right, this one, it says Campbell's Soup is creating a new soup label. If a can has a height of 6 and a diameter of 4, how much material does Campbell's need for each soup label? Okay, so it has diameter. We need the radius. So if the diameter is 4, radius is half of that, so it's 2. Now we're just finding the lateral surface area because it's just the label. It does not include the bases. So we're going to do 2 pi r h. So 2 pi, and then the radius is 2, the height is 6. And so that simplifies to 2 times 6 is 12, and then 24 pi. Put it into your calculator. 24 second caret sign. 24 times pi is 75.398. So I'm going to round it to 75.4 inches for each label. All right, last one, here we go. A cosmetics company that makes small cylindrical bars of soap wraps the bars in plastic prior to shipping. Find the surface area of a bar of soap in the diameter of 5 centimeters and a height of 2. Use 3.14 for pi. All right, so this one's going to be total surface area because the whole bar of soap needs to be covered. So this is the diameter. We need the radius, so it's going to be half of that. So we're going to find the total surface area. 2 pi, put your formula down. So 2 pi, radius is 2.5. The height is 2. Oh, we can actually, I should have put in 3.14 for pi because it says to use 3.14 for pi. Get rid of that. Okay, so I can squeeze that in there. Hopefully you're way ahead of me already. 3.14. And then we're going to do the radius squared here. All right, so simplifying this, or you can just put it into the calculator just like you see it there. Just do 2 times 3.14 times 2.5 times 2. Multiplying all those together, it's 31.4. Over here, let's go ahead and find out what 2.5 squared is first. It's 6.25. So I'm going to squeeze that under here so we see it. And now go ahead and multiply. Use your calculator. 2 times 3.14 times 6.25. And it comes out to 39.25. Add that together. And that's going to give us our total surface area. So 39.25 plus 31.4, we get 70.65, and it's going to be centimeters. All right, please make sure you complete the OMS lessons. Go through every part, take notes, work out the problems.